Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of the Osasu Show. On Tuesday, March 10th, 2020, the Osasu Show, its foundation, turned 5 years old. Since its inception, we've set out on a mission to bridge the communication and social gaps in our society. 5 years down the line, we put together our Decade of Action campaign launch, where we launched the Women and Girls Empowerment Project. In this program, you'll be watching the press launch of this initiative and how we intend to carry out our activities and our projects within the next 10 years. Don't go anywhere. It promises to be a very riveting episode. Your Excellency, the Honourable Minister of Women Affairs and the former Deputy Governor of Plateau State, Dame Pauline Talon. Your Excellency, actually, it's not going to be Excellency again, former Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Bolaji Abdullahi. The Senior Special Advisor to the President on Social Investments, Mariam Uwais. The Country Director of Amnesty International, Osai Ojigo. My brother, my friend, Hamza Lawal, the Chief Executive of Connected development partners here present, my colleagues in the media and development space, thank you so much for being here today at this auspicious gathering. Today is special for so many reasons, one of which is the 50th anniversary of TOS. 5 years ago, I embarked on a journey with my team to bridge the social and communications gaps amongst Nigerians, and we started a vehicle called the Osasu Show. So we're here today to officially launch our Decade of Action campaign, which specifically would focus on the Women and Girls Empowerment Program that has 5 thematic areas: girl-child education, girl-child marriage, violence against women and girls, maternal health, and women's political participation and leadership. Over the next 10 years, the Osasu Show Foundation and its development partners will invest a minimum sum of 2.5 billion naira in implementing projects and activities across the 6 geopolitical zones of this nation. Particularly, we're going to work in states that we already have activities ongoing: Nasarawa State, FCT here in Abuja, Lagos State, Abia State, Kanu, Adamawa, and Edo State. And we're going to partner with stakeholders in the federal, state, and local government levels, civil society actors, CBOs, to ensure that the impact of our projects trickle down to the poorest of the poor in our society. At TOS, we specifically believe that in order to change this nation, we need to work with the grassroots. We cannot leave all our projects here in Abuja. I'm sure a lot of development partners would agree with me that we need to identify societies, we need to identify communities in the rural area that can benefit from the projects that are ongoing. Thank you so much.
I'm really excited for the good work you are doing. At your age, God has given you a very large heart. I'm here to give you the necessary support and to assure you that my ministry will work with you. This year, 2020, on the 1st of January, I declared it as the Decade for Action for Women and Children. We've been talking for so long to ourselves as women. It is time for us to carry the men along, because I believe in balanced development. Women constitute more than 50% of the total population, and if that sizable number is ignored, then we will continue to go around. For us to attain meaningful development, we must fight for equality. And that's why the theme of this year is gender equality. And the sign is this. And everybody cross his hand this way. That is this year's, yes. We are celebrating the decade for equality. Yes. And the United Nations has declared that it's like this. The United Nations has declared this decade as a decade for action for women and children. We are also celebrating 25 years Beijing Plus. It's a time for us to reflect on issues that concern women and children. If you recall, 25 years ago, the world were all gathered in China to discuss issues affecting women and children. Unfortunately, this 25th anniversary, when we are supposed to all meet in New York to reflect and harness the issues, how far we've gone, how well we've done, and what are the achievements and what needs to be done. Unfortunately, China has been ravaged with the coronavirus, and millions of lives have been lost. And even the New York that we are supposed to be there is also ravaged with coronavirus, and so many lives are being lost. I thank you all for the panelists and all those who have gathered here to support and join the Osasu Foundation as we mark 5 years of good work and service to humanity. I commend the good work you are doing, and I support this great work you are doing. I also want to thank all the partners that are supporting you in this great calling you are doing. I pray that we will achieve more this year and many more years to come, so that all our children, particularly the girl child education is top on my agenda, and I want to use this medium to call on all well-meaning Nigerians to ensure that the education of the girl child is a task that must be done. If we want any meaningful development in this country, the girl child education must be in the forefront. Without the woman in the center stage, the 3 cardinal points of Mr. President's agenda can never be achieved. If the woman is in the center stage, she will help fight corruption. Because if the husband bring in things that are money that is beyond his salary, and the woman is made to be an ambassador of fighting the corruption, she will checkmate the men. The same with security. Security issues, women must be in the center, because women are peacemakers, and women are the mothers of the insurgents. They are mothers to all. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. I said it over and over. Ignoring the woman is ignoring national development. Once again, I thank you, and God bless.
Over the last 5 years, the Osasu Foundation has been doing excellent work. Osasu herself has been a symbol of unity, of progress, and also of youth vibrancy. Celebrating women and celebrating girls and this decade, which we are all here today to launch, is significant because 2020 marks the end of the African Union Decade on Women and the start of a new decade of women empowerment. At the same time, it is also the bridge when we look at the latest human rights development report of the UNDP, that 90% of men and women have biases against women. We have 10 years now to plan to break those stereotypes, to be a part of rewriting history, to ensure that everyone can achieve equality in this generation and beyond. At Amnesty International Nigeria, we support the rights of women. We support human rights as the bedrock of a progressive society. We also recognize that when everyone is allowed to contribute equally on an equal footing with equal access to opportunities, the society is better for it. So on this auspicious day, we congratulate Osasu Igbenidion, the Osasu Foundation, and all well-wishers who are supporting and partnering with the organization to ensure that women and girls enjoy the reality of peace, progress, and prosperity now and in the future. Thank you.
people have become oblivious to the contributions that girls can make or women can make, and I think personally that I think it's something that most people agree with. The woman can change or transform the entire narrative, and for me, it's ending child marriage, so that we get women to have networks, to be able to contribute to the society. Even malnutrition, when the little girl gets pregnant, the baby doesn't ask for permission, it just grabs what it can, so both the mother and the baby end up with serious challenges. You look around, you see malnourished babies mostly come from malnourished women. And there are a lot of cultural mindsets that are misrepresented as faith. I think there's a lot that we must do to break those myths, because it is totally untrue that any religion would sanction injustice. These girls are voiceless and they have nowhere to go. So it behoves on all of us that have had the opportunity to go to school and to achieve, at least attain some level of achievement, to speak for them. I'd like to commend everybody here for being here, and I'd like to thank you and to assure you that we will support you. I have an NGO in Kano that has been doing a lot of work on out-of-school children, especially girls, and we're always open to working with you. We've developed tools in the past on how to work in rural communities. So this is like music to my ears. Very well done, and thank you. And thank you, Honorable Minister. You have given a lot of attention to this too. Thank you.
The issue of gender equality or advancement of women is both a factor and a consequence of the quality of our democracy. And it is only at the state level, when state actors are willing to play certain roles, that we can bring out the kind of change that we need to bring out. Recently, I came across a French expression that I was just trying to learn how to pronounce it. Dubril-Leveau. I think that Dubril-Leveau. Pardon me, I don't speak French. It's an expression that's meant to capture a satirical provision of the Congolese constitution that says you are on your own, that no citizen should expect anything from the state because you are now on your own. The Hausa equivalent is Saminaka or your own in Nigeria. So that happens when the state becomes either so powerful that the civil society loses its assertive capacity, or when the state has abandoned the space that everybody now has to fend for themselves. But we must continue to engage. I'm very, very delighted that we have the Honorable Minister here with us today, and we have Mrs. Uwais here with us today, because the real change that will happen can only happen when the state is leading the process, and we are pushing hard and continuing to maintain that assertive capacity from the civil society to demand that certain things must be done in a particular way. It's the only way we can really bring about this change in a sustainable way. So for me, I know the roads ahead are going to be very bumpy, are going to be very difficult, but I know that being a chief from Benin, I know you are up to the task, and I'm delighted that the Honorable Minister here has promised to support you, and Mrs. Uwais is here. I know her energy, I know what she can get done, and I know you have Hamza here. I know he's your chief enforcer, and you have all the wonderful people in the room. It's going to be a long journey, it's a marathon. We can continue to do things and not see results immediately, but once we begin to turn the corner, then the results begin to turn in, and it will be a sum total of all the work we have done in the dark corners over the years. So I want to commend you, I want to encourage you, and I want to assure you that in my very little capacity, I will be available to support you in any way I can. Thank you very much. Bless you.
A round of applause.
My organization, Connected Development, is committed to supporting you to scale and accelerate this 2.5 billion that have been committed for this program. I believe that in partnership with government, international donor organization, and of course, private institutions, we can achieve this. This is quite timely because the oil price is dwindling, now at $30 per barrel. It's now 24 per barrel. I believe that this also presents a unique opportunity for our country. I'm happy that my auntie, Miriam Uwais, is here. And I'm sure that this would also around social investment, empowering and supporting the marginalized people at the grassroots. Our Follow the Money campaign have over 6,000 volunteers in the 774 local governments. We will partner with you to ensure that these resources actually reach the vulnerable poor people. Thank you.
I'm going to briefly look at the areas that we're going to be working on in the next 10 years. As you heard the Executive Director, Chief Osasu, she mentioned that we're having a 10-year strategic plan. And the 10-year strategic plan is actually dealing on two program areas. So we have the Women and Girls Empowerment, and we also have the Capacity Building Incubator. Under the Women and Girls Empowerment Program, we have about 5 thematic areas. One of it is the women's political participation and leadership. What we intend to do here is to increase women representation in appointive and elective positions while ensuring more women actively participate in intra-party activities. We also want to go to girl-child education by reducing the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria, ensuring access to free, quality and safe education. We currently have over 75 children that we're sponsoring in schools across the state's 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Another thematic area under the WAGE program is maternal health. We are looking at reducing the rate of maternal mortality and morbidity by increasing access to quality and affordable healthcare services through political commitment to increase budgetary allocation for health to 15% at federal, state, and local government levels. Also, when you look at the trend when it comes to violence against women and girls, the Osasu Foundation is going to contribute to reducing this scourge by working to reduce the number of women and girls that suffer violence from the same and opposite sex due to gender discrimination and other forms. Child marriage, which is the last thematic area, we are working to reduce the rate of child marriage in areas across the country where the practice is prevalent by embarking on extensive advocacy in affected regions, targeting both governments and people in communities, and highlighting attendant negative effects. Our implementation plan. To implement this decade of action strategy, the Osasu Foundation will be leveraging on activities and successes of the past 5 years of operations. Notably, we have launched an inclusive representation resource center for women and the physically challenged in Uke Nasarawa State. We also funded the first training capacity building project by sponsoring 15 women and girls to acquire tomato processing skills alongside an entrepreneurial training to help them turn their skills to profitable business ventures. We supported Capacity Building Incubator Program, a social accelerator scheme to empower the technical skills and support young entrepreneurs. We awarded scholarships to underprivileged, over 75 students across the country to get the best of education that will position them as the next generation of African leaders. We also have, over the past 5 years, facilitated annual development conference, which is the largest and regional platform that brings together social development practitioners, researchers, scholars, stakeholders from both private and public sectors, as well as donors and beneficiaries. We supported several charity welfare donations to IDP camps, orphanages, and individuals through the provision of food items and other relief materials. Going forward, the Osasu Foundation will advance its mission and vision and forge strong partnerships with donor agencies, bilateral and multilateral agencies, private sector, and civil society organizations, while broadening our engagement with relevant stakeholders. We invite you to partner with us as we believe that together we can bring positive change to the vulnerable population. Thank you.
My name is Buki Shonubale. I'm founder Girl Child Africa. Most importantly for me, this decade is the decade of women. And we launched and we entered that phase of the decade of women this 2020. I would implore everyone that we should plug into this, not just by mouth or saying congratulations to Osasu. We need money to achieve a lot of the actions that have been put there. So please, put both your words, your money, your energy, your support into this. And I hope that every year when we review how well we are doing, we can indeed see percentages and statistics that shows the direct connection between these activities and how well women and girls are faring in Nigeria. Thank you.
On behalf of Women in Politics Forum, I want to pledge our support. At any time you think will be useful to what you're doing, please just let us know. Today I have so many of us around because I just mentioned to them we have to be here to support you. And this is a good thing you have started. The 10 years will come. We expect to have more years, after the 10 years. And then I know the Women in Politics Forum will be part of the success story of this your 10-year plan. So once again, let me say congratulations, and we are ready to work with you. Thank you.
As part of our program, when I see your theory of change and some of the initiatives which you are taking, language may be different, but interventions are almost the same. And we are, as part of our work, we are training law enforcement agencies, criminal justice entities, civil society organizations in building their capacities against preventing and countering violent extremism. And most of our work is, as I said, we are focusing on 3 northeastern states, but half of our activities are also implemented in Abuja as well. And we can definitely look forward to engage with you more, especially in sharing capacities and learning from each other's experiences. Thank you very much.
Mexico is intentional and is committed to interventions that aim at empowering women, girls, and youth through our different projects. We once again congratulate the foundation and also commit that our organization is at any time willing to partner and work with you.
Our work at UN Women is focused on SDG 5, which is gender equality, and how this cuts across all the other sustainable development goals. And we're excited to learn about the launch of the 10-year action plan by Osasu Show Foundation. And we're also excited to open lines of collaboration with your foundation.
I'll address this question to Chief Osasu. I like the fact that we emphasize on women and children and all of that, women and girl child. But looking at insecurity, Boko Haram, bandits, kidnappers, don't you think we should have equal emphasis on the boy child? The boy child, so that, I don't want to answer for you, but don't you think equal opportunity should be given to the boy child as against the girl child?
In the communities we've been to, Ngogo local government in Kano, to southern Kaduna, to Agato in Benue, we never hear of stories that 13-year-old boys are being forced to marry women that thrice or quadruple their ages. We never hear men being told, sorry, you can't vie for that political or leadership position because you're a man. Go and bring your wife. Let's see who is standing for you. We never hear situations where the boy child is told, your education doesn't matter. After all, you're just a boy. So this is why we're focusing on women and girls. That's it for today's program. To be a part of the initiative of the Osasu Show Foundation, you can visit our website, www.theosasusshowfoundation.org. Go on there to find out our activities and initiatives near you and how you can also benefit from the projects that we're going to enact over the next 10 years. To be a partner and also to donate, you can also visit our website, www.theosasusshowfoundation.org, to find out how. Read news and current affairs and sustainable development across Africa on our website, www.tostvnetwork.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at The Osasu Show, at TOS TV Network, at TOS Foundation, and at Osasu Igbinedion on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'll see you same time, same place next week, and until then, take very good care of yourself. God bless you.